Welcome back to Safeguarding Our Nation. The Ghana Police Force has undergone significant reform in recent years, with new training, better support systems, and a focus on rebuilding public trust. Joining us to talk about what's changing and why it matters is Deputy Commissioner of Police Ravindradat Budhram. With 3 decades of service, he's held senior positions across the force, including Head of Special Branch, Commander for Regions 1, 7, 8, and 9, and now Deputy Commissioner of Administration. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you, Marcy.
Let's get down to business. How has police training and recruitment changed over the years?
Training and recruitment has changed significantly over the years. 30 years ago, when I joined the force, we hadn't the training that the present recruits are having. I am jealous at the moment, simply because the present training has been modified to include gender-based training, domestic violence, computer training, and a whole host of other training. One area that I would like to highlight under the recruitment is diversity. 30 years ago when I joined the job, I've known of one indigenous unit that was trained at the training school. And they did exceptional by winning a drill competition. After then, I did not see any other indigenous unit at the training institution. Today, there are over 380 indigenous police who are trained at the academy. Complete training and they're serving back in their communities at regions 1, 7, 8, and 9. Another area I want to identify, diversity under the women, the recruit. At that time, there were few women. Now, they are large in numbers. They are large in numbers. The women are given the opportunity to serve in all aspects and departments in the force. I want to be frank with you. Any young individual who wants to join the force, the opportunity that you're having now, we hadn't that 30 years ago. Once you are smart, disciplined, capable, and willing, the door is open for you. Come and join the force now.
Once officers are in the job, how are they being supported for a long-term career?
Our officers on the job, we treat them with privilege because they are a human asset. Firstly, on-the-job training. We ensure that they have overseas training. Over the years, you would have trained over 600 officers at different institutions, economies, and countries. The US, India, Canada, to name a few. They have trained in the area of information technology, domestic violence, investigation, to name a few. At the moment, we have persons who are at law school in Trinidad and Bahamas, 6 who are pursuing their legal studies. Secondly, we not only take care of our police officers, but we also take care of their families. Because the family is the main institution of development. And therefore, if their family are good, then the performance will increase. For example, we pay bursaries to their children who are qualified. We offer scholarships to study. We provide accommodation for them, their living quarters. If you notice, we would have rebuilt new stations which allow the police to live and work. Finally, promotion is a big thing in the force. And promotion keeps a lot of our police officers. Once you study and qualified, you'll be promoted. No police officer at 15 years on the job will remain as a constable. They will be promoted. We also give out awards twice yearly for top performance and recognition.
All this training and support sounds great. But what are the public seeing as a result? How has this changed how the police interact with the citizens?
The interactions with the police and citizens and the community has changed over the years. We teach our policemen and women to de-escalate certain sensitive situations. For example, a simple domestic violence, a soft approach can resolve the problem. Another example is where we engaged in community relations work. We are working with community policing groups. We have 455 groups with over 8,000 members. Additionally, we have over 85 youth groups with 2,500 members. And these groups, we interact also on a regular basis. The bottom line here is the station level, the interaction at the station level, which requires the police on the ground to use their judgment at any given time, at any given situation, so as to resolve simple matters. At the end of the day, our action matters towards the public.
Let's be honest. Many believe the police is corrupt and can be bought. What is the reality and what is being done about that?
Frankly speaking, I understand the public's view of corruption in the force. While there are some rogue elements within the force, majority of our officers are good officers and they are here to serve the public. For this reason, we take this issue very seriously. We have done training in integrity and monitoring at all levels. If there is an allegation of misconduct, our Office of Professional Responsibility would investigate. And after advice is sought, action will be taken. There are some incidents recently on the East Bank where a policeman was arrested with narcotics. There was also one recently on the East Coast where a policeman was arrested with a firearm, illegal firearm. Those matters are presently before the court. At no time at all will the force tolerate misconduct and turn a blind eye on them. Additionally, our main focus and aim is to have a zero tolerance on misconduct in offices. We are working to build a professional force.
Finally, how are you building trust and working in the hinterland and indigenous communities?
After completing my initial training, my first posting was at Maburumo Police Station. It was a great experience. Then there were few indigenous police, and there were some issues in policing the interior. For example, the language barrier, the terrain. I've seen that the division is a unique one when it comes to mode of transportation. It is the only division that uses water, transportation, land, and air. In some communities, we have to rely on the indigenous people to guide us, especially at the border locations. Today, it is a different scenario. But I want to tell you, 20 years after, I returned to the interior as a police commander. And the issues still need to be addressed. With the 365 indigenous police that we have today, they are teaching us, the police. For example, the force has recently bought 19 new DGS boats. The indigenous police are trained and they are handling these boats at the moment. They know all the corners in the interior, regions 1, 7, 8, and 9. The language barrier that we would have experienced many years ago, that has been eliminated because the recruits are from the respective regions and they speak the dialect. Trust is building. Another example, the stations, most of the stations in the interior are rebuilt. There are new stations, there are boats, there are internet, training. There's not a corner in the region that police can't go at the moment. Of course, there are groups that we would have formed, youth groups, CPG groups, and they assist the police in gaining that trust that we need.
Thank you, sir. As you've heard today, building a more capable and trusted police force takes more than just training. It takes consistency, integrity, and meaningful engagement with communities. Thanks for watching Safeguarding Our Nation.